Welcome back, guys. This is the Madridista Minute. Real Madrid 2, Shakhtar Donetsk 3 is the game that we're talking about today. Um, and First off, this is going to be my review. I've tried doing this before and I had to end it, but let's hope this one goes good. Um, I have notes here, but I'm going to first just give my overall analysis. I didn't think it could get much worse after Saturday or Sunday, wherever it was, against Cadiz. It did. I mean, what a draining game that we had. I mean, I was, even if we went on to tie or win, my attitude today wouldn't have been any different because, wow, the defending is absolutely horrible. I can say wow about a lot of things. Wow, the defending. Wow, the intensity at times. Wow, the lack of desire at times. And yeah, I mean, we defended absolutely terribly. I mean, this was the biggest game that you can go and watch, and just this, I don't even know what to say. Like, if you didn't know how good Ramos was, just go and watch this game, and then you'll see how important of a player Ramos is. I mean, they missed him. They seemed like a bunch of chickens without heads out there without Ramos, especially, especially Marcelo. Especially Marcelo. I mean, there is no excuse for how bad Marcelo played today. Going forward, I don't give a fuck about how if he created chances, if he whatever. He was out of position. Defending was lazy, not by him, not just by him, but by everybody. Defending was lazy. I'm gonna get into my like player ratings later, but all right, let's just get into it. I mean, we started well. We started fine. I mean, like I said yesterday, what we were missing was players wanting to go at the other team and use their quality and just attack and be more direct. Direct is the word. And they did that. And then the goal went in for the other team, and everyone's heads dropped. And that is what Real Madrid lacked a lot of, especially in the first half, is a player that when the going gets tough, they'll get tougher. And that's what we lacked. We had no one that wanted to just put their head down and or pick their head up rather, and just try to pick up the team and put. I mean, Valverde. I'm looking at the team sheet right here. I'll put it on the screen for you. Valverde was one of the players that I saw that when we went down, he was at least trying to get on the ball and trying to do something. Marcelo, I mean, he was going up, but what was he doing with the ball? He just seemed like he was in the way. I think that's one of the best ways to describe it. He seemed in the way a lot of the game. Just, he was on the ball, and like, there was a couple instances where he was just getting on the ball unnecessarily when there was other players that could have had the ball on their feet, and he was just slow with it. I don't want to be a Marcelo critic because I fucking love the guy to death, but today was not his day in the slightest. I mean, him with a captain's armband, he really needed to step up, and he didn't. Mendy was a bright spot on the right. I don't think he's played on the right before. I'll get into that later, maybe not today, but he was really good on the right and was encouraging for the future. In terms of the front three, what do I have here? Well, I'm going to start with Jovic, because after the first goal, Jovic had a golden chance from Marcelo, which would have made me bite my tongue. He had a golden chance, which any striker, especially of his caliber, should be putting in the fucking back of the net any day of the week, and he just nonchalantly just did nothing with it. And then he didn't react to, like, all right, let me get that chance back and let me fucking do something. His reaction was, all right, whatever. Just lazy, and it wasn't just him. That front three, I'm not going to criticize Zidane, but they were not it in the first half. I mean, Rodrigo, I don't know what to say about him. I mean, when he gets on the ball, his one thing to do is cross. And Asensio had a good chance in the first half, on the left, and then after that was a ghost. I mean, he got on the ball, but what did he do with it? You're an attacker. You have to go into the box, and I'll talk about how Vinicius played because he was the exact opposite of what they had. I'm trying to read what else I had here. Yeah, so like Modric took his goal pretty well in the second half, and in the first half, I'd say that he was disappointing and he was lacking like something to like something like he wasn't. There was no desire or no like effort. It seemed like he was just everyone, not just him, but in the second half, the reason I'm mentioning it is because in the second half he picked up and he got on the ball and wanted to make things happen, and of course he scored the goal. But I've never seen a team, especially in the second half, I've never seen a team cross so much. It was like I was watching a fucking FIFA match or something. Just, all right, I have the ball, I'm going to cross it in. I'm going to cross it in because what else am I going to do with it? And when Shakhtar was 3-0 up, they had guys in the box and they were never going to allow a cross to go in. We always needed someone to attack. And if you see with the goals, they weren't crosses. They weren't lucky. They were us with our superior quality. I mean, we were playing not only Shakhtar B. They had 10 fucking players out, 10 first team players out. I mean, no excuse at all. And who do I question? I question the back four, mostly. Not just Marcelo. Marcelo, definitely the fucking worst player of the match or whatever you want to say. But Varane, for all the fucking experience that he has, should not have had such a bad game. It's like, and it was like this before with against Man City. Just lost his head without Ramos. This team without Ramos is something. Militao, it's difficult with him because in the second half he played much better. He was up ahead, like winning the ball and playing almost as a DM beside Casemiro, and Casemiro was they were intertwining wherever the fuck. But in terms of defending, I mean, nobody played good at all. Like Militao ball watching, that third goal was all on him. Like I said, all on him. I mean, he's just lazy, just sitting there, watches the guy go by, and then oh shit, like no, that's not how you fucking play football. That's not how you play. I'm looking at Mendy. Like Mendy didn't have a bad game defensively and attacking. He was really well. We know how Mendy is by now, and he seems like he's going to be our consistent guy. Militao, for the future, I see him being fine, but he's not it. Like he's not it. Like the guy that you can rely on. What do I have here? I'm not sure if I talked about the front three. I just had to go and do something. I think I did. So we'll talk about the subs. I mean, when Benzema came on, he changed everything. Benzema came on and it was like he came off for Rodrigo, which was harsh. Asensio, it could have easily been Asensio. I'm not sure why, but he came on and it's like the team started to gel. And like I said, Modric took his goal well, and he was linking up playing. He was being aggressive, and Benzema wasn't really playing the Benzema, especially when Jovic was on. He was playing more in the box. He wasn't really dropping to receive the ball, which was fine. I guess because they were trying to play crosses. Is that what Zidane was trying to do? Whatever. But then Vinicius came on, and this was one of the biggest games that goes under the radar for Vinicius. As soon as it came on, boom, goal. And that's no coincidence. It's him being aggressive from the get-go. Not just the goal, because he took the goal really well. What a fucking guy. Finicius. But after that, he, on the left, not settling for a cross, not settling for second best. He wants to fucking go down their throats, pause, and, make something happen. And he did for the whole time he was on. I think he was on for 60 minutes. And, it's unfortunate the way we played. Because with Ramos, I believe we win that game. At least 2-1. Maybe 3-1. Because we don't know what he would have given attacking. I mean, for a player to put the team on their shoulders, we don't have much. We have Ramos is 100%. That's going to be a warrior the whole game. Vinicius looks like he can be that type of player. I mean, what else? Benzema, maybe. But as a captain for the team, Marcelo wasn't it today. Wasn't it. You can give that to Casemiro. Casemiro had a pedestrian game. Wasn't bad, but he's a center defensive mid, and 3 goals isn't. That's your department, buddy. So I'm looking at him as well. Courtois, now I'm looking at leaders on the team, not just person that can put the team on the back, but leaders that can lead the team. Because it's one thing to have the ball and to be aggressive, which is what Vinicius is, but it's another thing to lead the team to glory and put the team on your shoulders, and together we're going to do something. And Marcelo wasn't it today. I look at Courtois, Casemiro, Benzema was one, but even then, we need something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're lacking anything. Well, today we lacked Ramos, 100%. But I have to go back and think about it. What we did wrong. Because we did not play like a fucking... That second half was encouraging, but even then, we gave up chances. And they had that one breakaway, which was called offside, rightfully so. And Marcelo trapped him offside well, and then just didn't bother recovering. I don't know if he knew for sure it was offside. Nobody did. But he didn't even bother recovering. And obviously there was going to be all that space in behind. And Shakhtar, credit to them, because even when they went up 3-0, they were still attacking and they were still counterattacking. So, fair play. I don't know what to say. Not much to say. I think I'm just going to get into the team ratings here. I don't have a fucking pen or anything, so I'll just go by ratings. I'll start in the back. Courtois, from 1 to 10, I'll give him a 5. Didn't do anything wrong. Didn't do anything spectacular. Mendy, out of 10, 6, because he's a defender. Just if he was playing as a right mid and we had a right back and he was playing only as an attacker, I would give him a 7 or an 8. But since he's a defender, those goals go on him, and some did come from his side too. 7 or 6, sorry. Eder Militao, 4. 3. Eder Militao. Varane, 3. I mean, if you give one 3, the other one definitely deserves a 3. Neither of them played better than the other. Neither of them played worse than the other. They were not the pairing. And when you look at that on paper, what a fucking center back pairing. I mean, some teams on paper would die to have that. Would love to have that. Look at Manchester United center backs. Yesterday, let's just look at Manchester United quickly. Yesterday they had Lindelof, Shaw, and Tuanzebe. You're telling me that you wouldn't put that Varane or Militao wouldn't slot right into that fucking team? Any day of the week. But they played against a much better team and locked up. So there's no excuse there for them. 3, and I'm considering a 2. Marcelo, 1. Didn't do anything that I liked. Nothing. Wasn't it today. Especially as a captain, that's a 1 performance. 1 out of 10. Casemiro, 5. didn't like. He had a couple chances. Like he took one or two long shots that was, but in a game where you're chasing, Casemiro's not really it for you. Could have easily brought him off instead of Modric for Cruz, and nobody would have batted. I wouldn't have batted an eye. Valverde 7. Really strong. You know the way Valverde is. Really strong attacking. Really strong. Coming back trying to stop counters. He was, when we were playing those fucking horrendous crosses, he was always there to get the second balls. Him and Modric were there to get the second balls and make something happen. Just didn't happen. Maybe on another day. Modric, I'll give us full game 6, second half 8. But yeah. And I didn't even mention Valverde's goal that was called off, rightfully so. I mean, and even if that goal went in, like I said, my demeanor wouldn't have changed. But Valverde took that goal really well. But yeah, Modric, what did I say? 7. If it was the second half, 8, but 7. That was a really good goal, and him being aggressive. And then he got subbed off. Some would say unfairly. I'd probably say unfairly. Front 3. Jovic 2. Didn't do anything for me. Nothing. Rodrigo 3. Same, like, that front 3. Jovic 2, Rodrigo 3, Asensio 3. Didn't do anything for me today. Nothing where I look and say, wow, those players should play against Barcelona. I don't think any of those players start against Barcelona, and I'm going to get to that tomorrow and Friday. But none of those players start against Barcelona. No. Okay, out of these players start against Barcelona, Varane because he has to, Courtois obviously, Mendy on the left, Casemiro, Modric, Valverde probably start. I'll get to Cruz, but that front 3, none of them start. Nope. So that probably ties in. We'll go to the bench. We had 3 subs: Vinny, Benzema, and Cruz. Benzema came on first. I'll give him a 6. Didn't do anything that I didn't like. He was aggressive. He had that one chance. I think it was to, was it Modric or Asensio, that back heel? And it was Modric, and then Modric got taken down. He was trying to make it happen, and you can't blame him for it, and you can't fault him for it. So he gets a 6 on the verge of a 7. Vinicius gets a 9. I mean, man of the match for me, 100%. Yeah, I mean, what more can I say that I haven't already said? He was encouraging in the game. He was aggressive. He was pressing. That's another thing I didn't mention. The press in the second half was really, they did a really good job. That's why Shakhtar didn't get too many chances, but the press was really well to win the ball back. But Vinicius was instrumental. Vinicius and Valverde, and the press was instrumental. They never stopped running the whole game, and that's why Vinicius gets a 9 for me. And then Cruz, 5, maybe a 4, because what did he do? I don't remember one thing. He wasn't taking corners for whatever reason. He was just sitting there. I think I'm being harsh because he came on for Modric, with no reason for him to come on for Modric. But yeah. And then rating for Zidane. I'll give Zidane a rating. That guy right there. Zizou gets a 4. In hindsight. He gets a 4 in hindsight because of that front 3. And what would I do? Like, looking at the starting 11, that team beats Shakhtar. And it's not down to Zidane, which is why I'm giving him, did I say a 4? Yeah, which is why I'm giving him a 4, because it's not all on his shoulders, because the back 4 forgot how to defend, especially in the first half. Forgot how to defend completely. So, no excuse there. But Zidane, in training, I don't know what's going on there, obviously. But yeah, it's not an encouraging game at all, especially going into an El Clasico on Saturday. I don't have much more to say. What do I have here? Yeah, I said here. Like, I agree with the VAR. Like I said, it's unlucky. Vinicius was offside. And he's screening the goalie. I mean, it's common sense. You're offside. You're screening the goalie. You're always going to call that. But there's no reason this game shouldn't have been 2-0, 2-1. And I'm not even saying we should have had more goals, which we could have if it wasn't for Jovic. We could have had more goals, 1 or 2. Easy. But I'm saying there's no way this game shouldn't have been 2-0. Easily 2-0. I mean, silly goals. Silly, all of them. I don't have much more to say. Like what else can I say that I didn't already say? I don't want to go off on a rant because the anger is done after the first 5 minutes of the game. Was I angry? Yes. But this is hours after the game. So all those emotions are done. Now I'm just disappointed and I'm looking ahead to the next game. And we will be better for the next game because we have to be better. All right. I'll be probably back tomorrow for a news video. Might be a late news day, so I'll look ahead for El Clasico, and we'll see what's going on there. But for now, take it easy, guys. Have fun. Have fun with what? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Don't have fun if you're a Real Madrid fan, because how are you going to have fun? But enjoy the rest of your day. I don't know. I'm bad at these. Wow, I'm really fucking bad at these. Even yesterday's was bad. This one's worse. Okay. Take it easy, guys. Have a nice night.